Salute, salute, salute. I'll be the General Steele representing Smif N Wessun PNC boys. You already know. Bucktown, USA. And right now you checking out Drop a Gem TV with Speak No Evil and LER. Let's go.
Peace, party people. This is the Drop a Gem Show, Drop a Gem TV Quarantine Edition on this fine Saturday afternoon. I am your host, the unstable genius LEO, and behind the camera is your other host, the leader of the free world, Speak No Evil. What's good, baby?
What up, baby? How you, man?
Chillin', chillin', chillin'. So, yo, we got an amazing show for you today. We're at the beautiful Brooklyn Promenade. This is the BQE edition, and we got the legendary Steele from Smif N Wessun. We're gonna talk about the critical acclaim of the All album, future plans, what's going on in 2020 with all this craziness in these strange times, and it's gonna be an amazing episode. All I ask from you guys, the only thing I ask for you guys, a small little favor. I need you guys to hit the like button and subscribe to this page, yo, because we need that like, we need that feed. Thank you.
I'm just cut from something different. That's what I try to tell them, they don't wanna listen. Astaghfirullah, Lord forgive me for my sins. When I think I'm getting out, they pull me back in.
Peace, party people, live and direct during quarantine season. This is your host, the unstable genius LEO. We got Speak No Evil, the leader of the free world behind the cameras. This is the Drop a Gem Show, Drop a Gem TV, and we have the legendary General Steele from Smif N Wessun with us tonight. Salute, brother.
Salute, 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 beloved.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. I want to start the show off by saying thank you for always supporting us and being a friend of the show for the last 5 years.
Yeah, man.
And on top of that, congratulations on all the amazing acclaim and support you've gotten for the All album. It is hands down the best album I've heard from you guys since The Shining.
Yes, sir.
And that's not to dispute or say that the quality of your work in between wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? You've had some amazing songs like Back Trump, you know what I'm saying? Bucktown, USA. The list goes on and on. But the circle, the 360, amazing. Props to the Song Council, Ninth Wonder.
Yes.
They did an amazing job. Salute. So, we haven't spoken to you about the music in a while. Talk a little bit about the process with that album, working with the Soul Council, and what was it about that dynamic, that energy, that had you guys recreate this vibe that you had back in 94, 95 with The Shining?
Well, Knife is a musical genius.
Yes.
The family that he put together with the Soul Council is chock full of geniuses.
Yeah, Eric G,
super talent,
Crisis,
Knots. Knots was the last installation, so I mean, all these guys got heavy things under their belt, man. And we came at the right time to get that magic. We've been building with Knife for quite some time. As a lot of you know or may not know, Knife, out of the boot camp clique, Knife was working with Sean Price,
right,
and Buckshot first, right? Sean Price was the first one to go down there when they was doing the Justice League thing and all that. So from there we brought us in. That's what we did, the Triple Threat series.
Right. With Monkey Bars and all that. Yeah.
It was an interesting process because this gentleman, as dope as he is a fan.
Right.
So
absolutely.
He's going, yo, I'm studying The Shining, right? He literally wanted to say, yo, I want to name this The Shining too.
Wow. That's old,
right?
old.
So it's like that was his mindset from the gate. Me and Tech always try to stay from making the part 2 or something.
Yes.
Because you're gonna mess something up. You're gonna piss some people off.
Yep.
But Knife had the set. That was his backbone. So we followed a lot of his lead on some of the things. And there was no egos. There was everybody came to the game with their heart and their minds in it. Him being fans of us being fans of them. It was beautiful. We went out there for 1 week. We recorded 11 joints in 1 week.
Amazing.
And we was like, wait a minute. I think we got to come back. I don't think we got the diss track. We need We need one of these. So we went right back. The next week, Drew High booked the next flight. We went back, stayed down there for another week.
Right.
And we came out what we had. The first week, of course, we made some joints that obviously didn't make the cut.
Right.
And I gotta salute Knife for that, because he is a no nonsense guy.
Right.
it's joints that I wanted to go to the album. He's like, yo, I'm like, where's the joint with Rockless Monster? He's like, what are you talking about?
Oh damn!
Like, you don't get him. Like, you know, if it's not going in the thing, he had his thing set up.
Right.
He wanted it to sound some way, much like Pete Rock with Monumental.
Right.
Pete Rock had a vision for this thing.
Right.
With all his skits and all that, he knew where he was gonna put shit. That's crazy to me. But anyway, prior to that, hooking up with him was I think Drew High had bumped into him at an event.
Okay.
And Drew gave us a call and said, yo, you guys want to go and work on the next album with Ninth? We was like, absolutely. When? He's like, Friday. It was like Thursday, like Wednesday or some shit. So we was like, all right, got to get ready and let's go. We was ready. Jumped on the plane and got there, and it was like Ninth one to pick us up from the airport.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we was with these brothers every single day. The whole Soul Council was there with the exception of Knots because he was BA, obviously. But all the people was in the room, and it was points where we would have like, they would leave us alone. And there were points that you come and they like try to get us hyped. So it was much like recording in D&D.
Right.
The vibe was what we needed. Tech and I needed that shit to really, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful that came out the way it did, man.
Do you, like, I'm glad you brought that up, going down there for 2 sessions for a week at a time. Because when you look at music now, the art of the collaboration is via email. You know, electronic correspondence. I'm gonna send you a verse, you send me a verse, we're gonna make a song, and fingers crossed it becomes some sort of important classic.
Right.
It's not like back in the days where you would be in the studio, write the verse, play off each other, hear the words, come up with ideas instantaneously. How important was that to go down to the Carolinas, to work with the Soul Council together and be in such an intimate setting to create this project?
It was very important. I don't think it would have worked any other way.
Right.
Honestly. And it just so happens that these guys have a studio set up where we can go there and be comfortable. I mean, it was nice where we could stay there. We had hotel rooms.
Right.
But it was nice where we could literally, like, yo, if we're going to do all-nighters, what's the point? Like, we're going to go hotel, sleep for 2 seconds and come back. They opened up their house to us, pretty much.
Incredible.
And I don't think it would have happened any other way. I think that's what you hear when you listen to the stuff. The raps, the beats, cool, but the fact that we was like that for real, taking smoke breaks with the bros, you know what I'm saying? Because Ninth don't smoke, he don't drink.
Right.
You know, me and Crisis is blowing it down all day. Tech don't smoke. So everybody was able to be in their own comfortable space around each other, which was we needed that. And it was Tech and I had just came from doing probably like 20 shows overseas. We had just got back to the States.
Wow.
So we had our money was right, but we needed a rest, and we wanted to.
Now, when you see someone like Rick Ross, though, who's such a big mainstream artist, you know, he's become his own icon in a sense in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? When you see someone like that who does respect hip hop, you could tell by his ear of beats, the people, the relationships he has, artists he works with like Cool G Rap, the legends. Having him on a Smif N Wessun song, to me that is so important. You know, how did that come about, and what was it about the vibe with him that made it a seamless transition?
Oh, I'm glad you put it that way, because a lot of people look at it, Smif N Wessun and the Rick Ross and go, they don't go together.
Right.
Well, we need to dispel that. That's a myth.
Right.
These guys are raised on the same music that we raised on. They might rhyme a little bit differently. They got different little cadence or whatever, but we are all in the same this hip hop family.
Absolutely.
And they respect Ninth, and they respect us. So it just takes us to humble ourselves and go, yo, let's ask him.
Nice. Just like that.
Just like that. Let's ask this guy. We had a song that we did. But we had issues with the sample.
Right.
The song was beautiful. That's one of them songs you be like this. No.
Wow.
Rose was like, yo, let me use that. Let me put it on the soundtrack. That later came out on the Superfly soundtrack.
Right.
So he's like, all right, but we still need a verse from you for our album.
Right.
He was humble enough to go, yo, I got you. Bang, take that. And hit us with the other one. So we got a song with him on the Superfly, and we got him on our album, which is a super blessing. I mean, salute his whole camp.
Word
you know
up.
what I mean? I wanted to add on too, man, because when Tech and I is in the studio, like a lot of people can see it. We're like night and day. Tech says it all the time. Like we're night and day. Like we don't always listen to the same stuff, or eat the same foods, or do the same things. So having those minds working and going, yo, who do we want? We in the studio like classroom. We got the big stupid chalkboard. Well, we're the chalkboard, it's the whiteboard. Right. So we got the Sharpie. We just writing names down, bro. Just writing names. There's a lot of people that we wanted that we couldn't get due to time and restraints and stuff like that. But the ones we did get it was meant to be, and that's the blessing. We'll get back to the sequel possibly, and then we can just the beauty of having General Steele on the song is that you are a fortune teller. You know what I'm saying? You're a prophet, and you read my mind because the mental telemetry was in effect. Because what I was going to ask you was, with all the critical acclaim of this album, how everyone loved it and supported it and was behind it, is there any talks of a possible sequel? There are talks. There are talks. Ninth One is probably ready to go right now. Wow. So what's stopping that? Well, we got other prior engagements. We just had to put some time into celebrating this 25th anniversary of The Shining. Yes. So coming off the oil, like the oil, when the oil dropped, we was gone for the whole year. Right. So take a break from that for a few seconds, just to commemorate The Shining. Bring it back 360 degrees back home. And then, Tech has a solo project he's working on. I have a solo project that I'm working on. A few things. I have a company called Bucktown USA Entertainment. Right. A couple of artists that I was doing stuff with. I wanted to clean house on those type of things. Okay. And then, perhaps we can pursue that sequel. Okay. The thing about when Tech is still locked in, we locked in. Amazing. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. Okay. Fingers crossed. There you go. Fingers crossed, people, to see if that happens. Now, Steele, 2020 has been a crazy year. We are definitely in strange times right now. We started this year talking about the impeachment trial of our President Donald Trump, and then we ended January with the death of NBA icon Kobe Bryant. From there, we went into COVID-19 and its rapid effects and how it affected our metropolis of New York City. And then from there, we went into the death of George Floyd and all the protests that we've been dealing with and social awareness of the last month. Rest in power, George Floyd, and all victims of police brutality, because it's not him. The name is long and endless, and it keeps going on. 100%. So, unfortunately, seeing how you guys have had the success of the All last year and dealing with the tours and everything, and now going into this year with all the plans you've had, and seeing how the left turns have turned with everything that's going on, how do you look upon this social event in 2020? How do you look upon Black culture and Black people as a whole? And what do you feel the ideology should be moving forward for everyone? I think that the pot has been brewing for a minute. Right. With the unfortunate death and murder of George Floyd, other things was able to be examined a little bit more. It's unfortunate that we got to lose people to get to know them. Right. We lost a lot of individuals in this hip hop game. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle. Yeah. We lost a lot of individuals that made us come closer as a community. We are still a community. We should not be battling each other unless we battle rapping. Right. Other than that, I don't want to hear beef with this rapper and beef with this rapper. Right. It's senseless. You tearing down your own house. Now, what has to happen is we have to have a forum to ventilate these issues. And what better forum than hip hop? Absolutely. We forgot about that. It started becoming something that we could just show off and disrespect each other. Right. And again, with the unfortunate passing of these brothers and sisters, we see more that we have in common than anything. And with this clown that we got in the White House, we have been becoming more politically inept and involved where it wasn't like that for a lot of us. As we get older, as we evolve, but you also know that the younger people are getting more involved as well. Right. Which takes us back to the 60s. Yes. Right? Which takes us back to the civil rights era. Correct. Well, a lot of people got to realize that it wasn't Martin Luther King that set it off. It was the youth. Correct. It was them it was the student violent council, right? Like, the youth have to be involved. The youth have to see the importance of living another day. And the elders have to support them and give them the tools and instructions so they don't come out here and get their head chopped off by these situations. I won't say individuals, but the situations that arrive with the police and within our own communities,
right,
that we gotta check, we gotta judge. So I would urge people to take your behind out there and vote.
There you go.
All right. I keep hearing the I don't know if it's a rumor or what, but I hear that ex-convicts can vote now.
Yes.
If that's true, get out there and vote.
Mail-in ballots. You can do mail-in ballots.
I don't want to hear a rap person say I don't vote.
Right.
If you don't vote, keep that to yourself, because you can't spread the gospel if you're not living it.
Absolutely.
You're not living by a right example. The kids ain't gonna never listen to you. Salute to my man Killer Mike Render.
Yes,
He's always on the front line, trying to get people to stay active in their own realm.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So whatever your civic duty is, whatever you're good at, whatever you're talented at, harness that. Work with people that's like you, like minds. When you see young brothers and sisters out there in the street needing a little bit of direction, don't be afraid to go talk to them.
Right.
Don't be scared to go, oh, these motherfuckers is wildin'. They'll never get it. They'll never get it because you ain't giving it. If you see something, say something in that regards. Don't be a snitch all your damn life. Don't be a rat. Rats can't wait to talk, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's okay to build with individuals, black, white, yellow, Chinese, Japanese, African. Like, we are an amazing melting pot of cultures.
Yes.
And for me and Tech, I love to travel across seas because I learn more.
Yes.
We don't know everything, and that's a great place to be. That's a beautiful canvas, man. Let's make a beautiful picture with this thing. That's where I'm at.
Absolutely. You know, you mentioned voting, and I think voting is a very, very important part of the change we need to effectuate in the future. First week of November, vote Biden, get Trump out, please. Now, other than voting, what other things can we do, whether enacting legislation, societal policies, new customs? What can we do to change the divide in police brutality, the racial divide, the poverty divide? What things can we do legislation-wise or any other way other than voting to help further these ties and get people together unified?
I think it starts in the communities with like our borough presidents.
Okay.
When you see like community centers closing,
right,
we need to go to those meetings that they have that we never show up for,
right,
and we need to find out what these policies that they're making without us saying so.
Right.
You know, it's one thing to go and vote for the president and do the voting in the primaries, but we got to be active within directly in our communities. There are some really people that have powerful programs. I just did me and Tech did a food giveaway with Jackie and my man Mike Hands from the Food Network, and it was so beautiful on both ends. I mean, people were actually crying as we was giving them food, because unfortunately this COVID got people suffering in their pockets. And the prices of food is still rising. So your policies start with even knowing the people that's working in your supermarket.
Right.
You know, you got to go there and build your way up to City Hall and to the White House and these things in nature. Don't skip past go.
Right.
You know, start with baby steps. Start with congregating within your community with your brothers. If you might have brothers, I mean, salute to my Bloods and my Crips out there, because y'all got a community right now.
Right.
But let's keep each other locked in.
Yes.
That's where we strengthen ourselves at. That's the vanguard.
That's right.
And when we start doing things of that nature, then we can start talking to our politicians like Jumani.
Right.
Where Jumani is out there, he's doing a great work.
Yes.
And there's a lot of others that I would name, Letitia, James, and it's a lot of others that's out there that's really trying to get on the front line and talk to you. But I'll say that to these guys also, don't wait for some foulness to happen before you show your face on the steps. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You know, we've been talking about social change, the future and better. Now, just a little bit about personal change. You know, me, myself, you know, we're all grown men in our 40s. I'm Latino, you're African American, as black and brown people, just in our communities. as we get older, we need to be better. There's hypertension, there's diabetes. We need to lose weight. We need to get in physical fitness. Reason why I bring it up is myself, I've lost 40 pounds. I'm weighing 167 now. I've been doing great. I feel great about myself.
You look good, boss.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I bring that up is not only are you physically fit and you've been your whole life, you are now gardening.
Yes.
I think this is very important as black and brown men to talk about other avenues and other things that are not hip hop, sports, entertainment related. Let's get into holistic wellness and vegetables and fruits.
Yes.
I want you to talk a little bit about that, how you got into it, what made you get into it, and how important it is for you in your older age to balance that out with the healthiness.
All right. I want to salute Supernova Slum real quick, and my brother Stickman from RBG's.
Yeah, friend of the show as well.
Dead Press. We came up as the boot camp clique. Right? And we always stress push-ups. We used to have guys, if you show up late for the meeting, you got to drop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
20.
They hated it, but they look good on stage.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
We smoke. Some of us smoke weed. Some of us smoke cigarettes. Some of us drink beer. Some of us drink overproof and 40 proof and all of that stuff. If for those things, you need to kind of balance out. What's your balance?
Right.
I'm not going to say stop your vices, but at least how Stickman would say, drink more water. Right. It's available to you. Flush out your system. It's super important. As you see individuals going on stage, getting older and younger, the younger ones who are doing what they doing and falling out on stage, and you might not think a 20-year-old should be depressed, but if they are and they're taking all of these different drugs and painkillers and stuff like that, it was a point where I was taking painkillers. I was on a wild downward spiral. You know what I mean? I was in one of my darkest places. I was drinking Hennessy. I'm still drinking Hennessy. I ain't gonna lie. But I was taking Xanax. I was ODing. I was supposed to have been dead, bro. And I had to get up out of that shit. We was already talking about staying healthy, but then when you get hit with your own darkness and your own demons, it's difficult. You got to find a reason to want to live. So drop that and start getting back into your regimen. Start slow. You know what I mean? For every when I'm planting my garden, when I'm in my garden, I drop and do 20 or I drop and do 30. If I'm in my backyard and I'm reading in between the paragraphs, I drop and do 50. Sometimes I overdo it because I get passionate. And I go, yo, what is this stomach I got here? What is this shit? You lazy bastard.
The motivation.
Give me 100. I be talking myself through it like, dude, you know how good you could be if you work towards it.
Absolutely.
And then I see like other brothers, like it's so many of us that came a long way, you know, in hip hop and outside of hip hop, and it's like, yeah, it's no excuse, man. It's no excuse, man. And I can't run from the fact that, you know, we learn how to plant. We was talking about that the bean sprouts.
Yes. Put it in the beanstalk.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put it on the line. I'm gonna put the bean in there.
That's right.
And I'm gonna see. But it's also, you also gotta think like, what happens when the seeds are gone? What happens when Monsanto buys up all of the seeds, and you guys gotta buy whatever food they give you? I think that we need to at least be proactive with ourselves, and go, okay, what if I buy some land and start planting and cultivating the land myself? That's where the future is headed. We need to have some knowledge about botany, and know our agriculture, and try to start, like you said, get into another lane. But funny thing though, when I posted that up, this guy hit me on the DM, was like, oh snap, never would imagine a hardcore rapper, Smif N Wessun. He got it. I was like, yo man, we always been planting seeds.
That's right.
And I'm from Brownsville, I've always been playing in the dirt.
There you go.